and welcome to the 5th annual Thomas Angel Foundation. Please go in and welcome to the stage Jess Easton.
Here. We want to talk a little bit about why we're here. We're here to celebrate and support the Thomas Angel Foundation. We just completed our 5th year of giving out scholarships. Again, my name is Johnny Meeks. I'm the academic director at the Upright Citizens Brigade Training Center, and we've partnered with the Thomas Angel Foundation to give out scholarships for women in comedy to take classes at our school. We've given out scholarships to 20 women over the last and that's $40,000. Wow. It's been a great partnership, and we think we've enriched the community by making sure that women get to take all the classes they want. I want to introduce people who help out with this project. This is Jess Easton, a teacher and performer. Also a teacher and performer at the UCB. And this guy. Alex Berg, a teacher and performer at UCB. And now I want to turn it over to Donna Thomas, the founder of the Donna, tell us your story.
Oh, we don't have that much time. Just a little bit about the foundation. My brother, where are you? My brother Eddie is floating from Georgia. He's in the audience. About 15 years ago, I decided I wanted to do something to give back. And what I chose was to start a foundation called the Thomas Angel Foundation. And I initially gave out college scholarships in my hometown of Warner Robins, Georgia, to women in the performing arts in my high school to go to college. And it so happened that it is a southern town, and they only wanted to give out scholarships to football boys. And they were never really that down with supporting women. And we tried it for about 10 years, and we gave probably about $100,000 away. But it never left us, fulfilled or whole that anybody supported or believed in, what our mission was and what my mission was in the first place. And so when I moved to LA, I started taking classes at UCB and heard somebody say that UCB had an accredited college program, and it clicked in my brain, and I met Johnny, and we developed this program. And it's been 5 great, wonderful years. And one of the reasons that I started the scholarship in the first place, being in the media and entertainment industry as I moved up through the corporate ranks, I often found that women did not support other women in business, and I wanted to do something in my little part in the world to try to change that and create a network of women that we help each other up along the way. And hopefully, if you've been helped, you can turn around and help the next person to come along, because there are enough places at the top for women. We have some of the best people here to perform tonight, some people that you've seen in the past, and some very new performers that are with us for the first time this year, and we're super excited to get started. Yeah. And you're going to introduce the first...
I'm not, but that's all right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot.
We have some winners here
Sorry. Lights up, Elise. Thank you. I'm going to introduce the winners here. So we have 3 out of 4 of the winners here this year, and one has sadly moved to New York. We're very happy for her, but we're sad she can't be with us tonight. But we have everybody stand up and say your name. Winter, Dunn. ladies is going to get their names pulled out of a hat, and they're going to perform with one of the teams tonight. It's very exciting. We have some of the previous winners here with us tonight. We have Erin, who's in the back, and she'll be coming out momentarily. We have Catherine Lee. So been nominated or been a finalist at any time over the last 5 years. So, because Sam is not with us tonight, we will, on the last set, draw names from all of these lovely ladies that have been nominated in the past, and some lucky person is going to get to play. And over the 5 years, we've had 437 women nominated. Mm-hmm. So there we go.
Now, let's get the lights back down so the audience can creep back into the darkness. Good? Stay there, right?
Thank you, Elise!
Thank you, Elise! All right, guys, now I want to make sure that the energy in here is perfect for when this first group comes out because they're very special and very fun, and I want to give them the welcome they deserve, okay? So can I first get like a tepid woo? Like, woo! Okay, I think we all agree that we can do a lot better than that woo, right? Like, now let's get a woo that you would give like if you were at like your nephew's Little League game and they did well. Okay, but that's not good enough, is it? Okay, so now, for your first act of the night, I want the loudest woo you can possibly get from deep inside yourself. Aaron and Melissa!
And UCB and women and comedy, so we're here with you now.
We're really excited.
We have really started doing a lot more sexy material, and we're like, we don't even know if we have anything funny anymore, but we're just gonna like try, and you guys just let us know by responding audibly, okay? All right, sexy song. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. What do you do when you're 32 and you fart at work? What do you do when all the coffee you drank makes you fart at work? What do you do when you're in the restroom and someone else comes in and they're being really quiet? Could you wash your hands? Our parents really liked that song, so thank you for clapping. This next song is a song we wrote for Aaron.
Okay, how many of you guys have ever, just raise of hands, dated anyone that was 8 years younger than you? And you're a woman.
Thank
and
you!
you're a man.
Thank you! We care less if you're a man, more if you're a woman, that's cooler. Aaron was dating a guy who is how much younger?
It was an 8-year difference.
Yeah.
Here's what happened is I said, hey, it's been nice getting to know you. One of my favorite things is to find out where people were on 9/11. And so I was like, where were you on 9/11? And he said I was in the 4th grade. And I was a senior in high school. So, anyways.
One time we were playing a show, we did a cover, we did a Backstreet Boys cover. He came to our house afterwards. He said, I really like that Backstreet Boys song. I said, thank you, it's a classic and everybody should know the words. He said, I've just learned a song, Wonderwall. And I said, I love Wonderwall. And he said, you know, me too, but not a lot of people know it. And I said, what's up, Alex? And he said, yeah, I play for all my friends, none of them know that song. And I said, you would be surprised, Alex, how many people know it. So this is
for you, Alex. Wherever you are. My new boyfriend's 24. He was born in 92. I was driving my first car, and he just learned his size shoes. I was going to the prom. He was losing his
improvisational comedy set for you. Hey! So please give a warm round of applause to each of our star players as we welcome them to the stage. Betsy Stover! Pam Murphy!
I just kind of like to vet people because a lot of times we get people who are kind of goth or heavy metal type people. I don't mean to stereotype, but I can tell you enjoy certain kinds of music. But I want you to know this is a big responsibility.
It may be true that I recognize a certain darkness in the world. That doesn't mean that I can't handle a serpent with as much ease as anyone else.
See, the fact you said serpent, that's like another key. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you're. What is your interest in these animals?
I want to wear it as a scarf on warm days.
That's a problem. These are not accessories. These are living animals. Let me show you these over here. These are fish. So these are really beautiful. They're like don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, where's your snake?
You'll never believe what pet store I got kicked out of today.
You can't go in there wearing that.
Well, it's. You think anyone can tell?
You shave it, but it looks like a cat.
I spent all afternoon lovingly drawing a scale pattern on the back of this hair.
It still looks like a cat, yeah. With a disease of some kind. Very sick.
Well, Hannibal, I think you're a fool. I don't think anyone will know this is a cat. And I think if we go into the masquerade ball, I'll go by just swimming. Fine.
Hey,
yes,
your
hello.
neighbor. My cat's in heat, and I think your snake got out and fucked it last week.
Yes, my snake did fuck your cat. I apologize for that transcendent experience.
Transcend for who? Were you? I don't understand.
It must be quite the honor to have your cat fucked by something that's definitely a snake. No doubt that's a first in your life, yes?
Yeah.
I've given you something new, a story to tell your friends.
Why won't you look at me? What's going on?
I'm looking through you. Are you familiar with Chris Angel?
Chris Angel, that little skinny weirdo that lives in Las Vegas? I don't know much about him.
Neither do I, but I like his mystique.
Well, listen, I just want you to know that...
Come in. If we're going to be in-laws, we may as well get to know him. You may sit anywhere where there is red velvet.
Everywhere, okay. I've always wondered about you, and you seem like pretty intense. Like I gotta admit, my friends and I, when we were lifting weights in the garage, we'd see you walk into your house and we'd make fun of you. But
Ants do not recognize an anteater when they see one, only when its tongue strikes into their home. Can I get you a chalice of deep mulled wine?
Fuck yeah, that sounds kind of fun.
So, a peasant you are then, yes? Not taken with the finer things in life?
That sounds about right, yeah.
The dark side has to offer. Tell me, peasant, besides allowing my serpent to fuck your cat, what else haven't you experienced?
I've never been to Fort Lauderdale.
I made it at school.
You made that at school?
I made it at school.
It's okay.
What do you think, Mom?
Well, I think it's it's a real pretty it's a I could put my pens. I could put a pen. I could put. I could. What? You tell me what you envision.
What would you? I want to hear you, Mom.
Okay. Well,
what would you do with it, Mom?
Well,
I made it at school.
Okay. Well, if the wind was blowing in the room and my
what
paper,
does that have to do with it, Mom?
Nothing.
What are you gonna use it for, Mom?
Well, if I had if I had a pan and I had another pan, no. Well, it's mostly if I had a shoe. But it was a real tight shoe.
What does it look like, Mom? You're at school.
Okay.
What does it look like, Mom?
Well, it looks like
what?
It's the most beautiful one I've ever seen.
No!
Sabrina, this is obviously it's an
Ma'am, we're the United States. We understand your daughter recently made a nuclear device.
Thank you! That is what that is! That's what that is?
Absolutely, we checked the radiation levels. My colleague did it here.
Oh my God! Thank you!
Okay.
That also explains why I've been feeling so sick. Oh my God, look at that. Why didn't I know? That's a nuclear device?
Did you figure it out?
We're going to need to talk with your daughter, and you're quarantined. You're very, very sick. We're going to need to take your daughter to a...
Where are you going to go?
I can only tell you it's inside a mountain.
Oh! Sabrina, this is the most beautiful nuclear device I've ever seen anyone make, and you are so special.
You don't know the what.
Well.
You don't know how to have the government tell you what it was. No, the government had to come here and tell you what it was.
No, I knew it was, and I tattled on you. Yep.
You tattled? So, Miss Monrovia, I don't want you to think you're in trouble, okay? We're not calling you in because anything's wrong with you or Clara, okay?
Okay.
It's just we have been hearing some disturbing things from her, on the playground. She started talking about feeling a little ignored at home. She brought a nuclear device home and sort of feels like she wasn't seen.
Oh. I gotta tell you.
The kid's been working on
nuclear
isolating
device?
plutonium all semester.
I hear you about that.
And that's a big project for that.
It is a really big project.
A lot of series have actually taken the initiative to sort of come.
Okay, kids, now who can tell me the difference between uranium-235 and uranium-238?
Well, that's an easy one.
Okay, Clara, go for it.
It has to do with the mass and density of 231 and 238.
Excellent, good job. Walter, you had a question.
Yeah, I was going to answer it.
You were not.
Yeah, I just knew the answer, so I was going to answer it.
You fuzzy lumpkins, you didn't know the answer
You
at
Put
all.
one on the board from Walter.
for Walter. Investigate. Yes, Stephen.
When can I tell you about how my cousin ate a bug?
Stephen, we're not focusing on stories from home today. If you want to, you can bring your cousin in for show and tell next week, okay? Yes,
Teacher,
Jane.
I want to go home.
Why?
I don't think this school doesn't fit me.
You think the school doesn't fit you?
No, everybody sounds so smart.
Oh, no, we're all very stupid people.
You know, I'm with her. I'm too smart. I'm like too smart. I'm on the other side. Like I get it so much. I'm like, you're dumb. And she's like, you guys are so smart. So we're like on different sides.
There's room for everybody, okay? Yes, Steve.
My cousin said it's weird that everybody at the school has their hair falling out and they glow at night.
Yes, well, it's a Montessori school, so that's one of the things to me. We don't get grades, we get radiation sickness, okay? Now then, who wants to hold a fissile rod, huh?
It's not really a zoo per se, as much as I'm a collector of animals. So yeah, you feel free to look around and
Should they?
Yeah.
Should they be in inside
A
a
what?
cage or a?
Nah.
Okay.
This one's cool. They're like all my friends. Check it out. You can pet it, you can talk to it. She likes This Is Us. We watch that together. Yeah, so they're like all cool, again, like zoos are barbaric, and what I wanted to do was, I thought like apartments, it's cool. No, it's cool, he cleans me. But, zoos are barbaric, but studio apartments are really much more the habitat. Like if you think about it, yeah, thank you so much, Baxter. So yeah, Baxter's really cool. Oh, there you go, yep. Throw that back.
There's no way. There's no way these animals are living harmoniously together. I mean, that's
They're great. They're great, yeah.
That is a leopard?
Yeah.
It is a leopard. Thank you for pointing that out. But here's the thing: leopards get a bad rap.
I mean, I have to say,
Yeah.
I've
You hear all these
never
stories about
interacted-
leopards.
yeah.
And then it tore off his face.
Oh my god. That's the craziest
Oh
thing.
my God.
Oh my god, you have to come with us next
Yeah,
time.
it was great.
Oh, really? Fuck it. Yeah, let's not make our own pottery. Let's go to that guy's weird apartment. Yeah, sorry guys. Fuck you, Bethany.
All right, welcome back. Oh, return visitors. Return visitors.
Hey, where'd all your animals go?
Well, that's an issue that you're going to have to talk with the local police department about. But I
Wow.
yeah, these are a little bit more exotic than the last bunch.
Show us how you interact with it.
Oh my God, flirt much? You just like a bad boy.
Whatever I do.
All right, well, what do I do? I got this big jar of red vines. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Is liquor?
Gary Oldham in that last animal.
I merged animal DNA with small children. You'll notice all of his fingers are webbed. So, yeah.
Hi.
Oh my God, flirt much?
Top part human, bottom part snake. It's all cool. So, they're really friendly. They're really cool, and, you get into it.
So big question. I'm asking for a friend. Are you single?
Oh my fucking god.
To answer your question, I'm slingle. I like to sling. I don't like to be broke down. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Hey, we can have some fun, but let's not cramp my style.
Well, the friend that I'm asking for won't mind that at all. She was in drama club in college.
Oh my god, stop. I didn't realize you were wingmanning me.
Sorry I'm such a cunt to you.
I'd laugh, but it would hurt every part of my body.
We'll be going.
For letting us see your zoo. Get the fuck out of here!
Oh my god, and then you ripped his fucking face off?
Okay, so what you're going to want here is probably like a thigh-high boot. I'm guessing this is primarily for fashion, right? We're not talking about a practical boot.
Yeah, it fits me so well.
Good. Yeah, well, what you got there is some genuine boa constrictor leather. It's fashionable, and it's also very practical because it stays cool in summer and warm in the winter. Why don't we go ahead and get a chest run? Let's walk it around.
Yeah. I never bought a boot, so it's kind of new to me, but it feels awesome.
I gotta tell you, it doesn't look awesome.
Excuse you?
You're living in the past if you're getting some sort of animal boot.
Back off, Glenn. This is my sale.
Moon boots for the future. Moon boots.
Yeah.
Zero G's for all 10 of your T's.
Yeah, moon boots are pretty cool, but Mars boots are even cooler.
You have a Mars boots too, then.
Yeah, I wouldn't have brought it up otherwise.
Why you didn't give me first?
If we're going to talk about space boots, then you're definitely going to want a wormhole boot. Just put your hand right in here, whatever you grab, you keep. Okay?
Hold on.
What the fuck? Take off your shoes! Take off your shoes! There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Excuse me. I thought that we were having a moment. What the fuck?
Honey, is everything okay with your nails?
Let's check. Okay. All right. What is it? Are there hidden cameras or something? All right. Is it cranked?
Here's your check.
Okay, truth or dare?
Dare.
Why do you even have to ask? You're bad. Okay, I dare you to call Tommy Percoletti right now and tell him you're pregnant.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You gotta do it.
With
It's a
his
dare.
baby?
Huh?
With his baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can get pregnant from a hand job.
He's stupid. He doesn't know that. He was so fucked up at the core, he'll believe anything.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Because I can tell him like it got in the water and then I know what to say.
I'm gonna smoke 2 cigarettes.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you look so cool though. Hey, Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, his voice is so deep. Hey,
Oh, wait, you want to talk to my son?
This is a landline.
Tommy Jr. in there. All right, hold on again. Hold on.
Tommy, dear. Oh, yeah, that's Tommy. Hello? Hey, Tommy, what's up?
Hey,
What's up?
Did he come again?
Oh my god, what are you doing?
I just was so excited you called. I totally cleaned myself.
Jesus Christ, goddamn My goddamn kitchen, I make that food.
were conceived.
I came in the kitchen and your mother got pregnant through the phone.
Keep it going for Team Bear! I'd now like to introduce to the stage the winner of the LA Scripted Comedy Festival in the storytelling category, my good friend Donna Thomas.
Hey. I am completely obsessed with watching the Discovery ID channel. And so when I moved to LA, I knew I had to move somewhere super, super safe. Because in every single episode of Perfect Murder Hometown, it's the single lady that gets it in the end. So when I moved to the Hollywood Hills, I know I pay a little bit more, but I have the strategy that celebrities and living around them is going to make me safe. Unless it's an episode of Guilty Rich. So last week, actually, I was driving home. I drove into my driveway, and there is a two-door white Scion with very tinted windows parked horizontally across my driveway. Not down at the bottom of my driveway, but almost to the top, touching the garage door. So a friend of mine, Ben, just moved in, and I texted him like, "Do you know whose car this is?" And he said, "No, it was there when I left at 6:30. I thought, what kind of jerk leaves a car parked horizontally across someone else's driveway? So about 9:30, the car was still there, and Ben got home. So I decided to call the Hollywood Police Precinct. And I called and I said, "Hey, I have a car parked horizontally across my driveway. Can you please come?" And he said, "No, can't, because it is a civil issue and it's private property. If you had told us that there was a man in the car, we would have come." That felt weird. Didn't feel right. So I called him back. I was like, "Same guy. Hey, it's me again. Maybe you didn't understand me. The car is parked horizontally across the driveway." He's like, "Yes, still not coming." He said, "You can have it towed. You can wait till the person who comes back. If there's a person in the car, let us know and we'll come. Or you can call the Department of Transportation because they come get cars off of the street." So I called the Department of Transportation. And a man answered the phone, and I said, "Hi." I told him what was happening. He said, "Is it touching the street?" No. And that was a quick phone call. And I waited a few minutes, and I called back. I told a woman my story, and she said, "Yeah, but is it touching the street?" And I don't want to lie to her. So I say, "I don't know, it's weird, it's horizontal." And she says, "But is it touching the street?" And I said, "You know what, I'm a woman, I'm confused, I'm on my period, and the blood is drained from my head. Please come." And she said, "Okay." And I thought, how did that work on another woman? But it did. So about 30 minutes later, the Department of Transportation lady shows up. We'll call her Dot. And Ben and I come outside. She gets out, wonderful lady. She has her flashlight and she goes around the car. And then she goes to the door and she pulls on it and it opens. The door's unlocked. And then she goes to look at the trunk and Ben and I are like, "Ooh." Like there's a body in the trunk. But she opens up, she goes to the car. There is an empty baby seat in the car and a woman's purse left behind on the front seat. And I'm like, holy shit. I have seen every episode of Homicide Hunter. And I know that this is a clue. This woman's been abducted. And, Dot thinks something's wrong too. So she runs the plates. It's not stolen. But she decides she needs to call and ask the LAPD to come. So she calls LAPD, explains new circumstances. There's a woman's purse in the car. The car's abandoned. "Oh, no, you won't come?" Oh, if somebody's in the car, you would come? Great. So nobody's coming. And she's standing there talking to Ben and I about how creepy this all is. And she goes, "Yeah, and you live in the Hollywood Hills, too." And we were like, "Uh-huh." And so we left, we went in the house. I'm like, what did she mean by that, man? Like, is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And he's like, I don't know. And I secretly thought that this was going to be an episode of Swamp Murders, but it was going to be Hill Murders. And we were terrified, and we talked about towing the car, but it's 12:30 at night by this point, and I said, look, I feel like if we tow the car, a madman's going to come back in the middle of the night, and his car's not going to be there, and he's going to be pretty pissed off. So I don't want to tow the car. And Ben's like, that seems wise. So we didn't tow the car, and I stare out the window until 2:30 in the morning, looking at this white Scion. I finally go to bed, wake up the next morning, I run to that window like it's Christmas morning. And I'm like, the white Scion's still there! I'm not excited, but I mean, it's there. And I think I'm going to give this Hollywood police thing one last try. So I call, and I explain my last 14-hour ordeal. But I have this new information that a lady's purse has been left behind, and it's suspicious. And he says, it's a lady's purse. Ladies have purses. That's not suspicious. And now I'm just plain mad. I'm just pissed. I'm like, sir, clearly you have not seen every episode of Homicide Hunter because this is a suspicious activity. And then I remember, oh shit, the door's open. I said, the door's open. Is that suspicious? And he says, unlocked or open? Unlocked. It's like, well, if it had been open, we could have come. And I guess he's just trying to appease me. So he says, can you just go out and see if the locks on any other side of the car are damaged in any way? I'm like, I'm on the case. So I'm in my pajamas, and I've got the phone, and I walk out, and the car's like almost at my door, right? And I look at the passenger side, and I say, oh, there's some dings on the side. He's like, lock. And I'm like, got it. So I walk over to the driver's side, and I lean down to get a good look at the lock. And there's a blue nylon sleeping bag that's in the front seat of the car that wasn't there the night before. And then the bag rolls over. And a face comes up through the tinted glass, and now I'm nose to nose with the man. And what I see are two eyes, no nose, no lip, and like a cartoon-drawn mouth. And the shot of adrenaline hit me, and my very confused mind said, why is there a manatee in this car? Very confusing. I screamed and I said, oh my God, there's a man in the car. And he said, ma'am, run into the house, shut the door, lock the doors. We're calling 911. And I'm literally like, yes, I want a 911 call. So he transferred me to 911, we get disconnected. So I am screaming bloody murder running through the house. It wakes Ben. He comes over and he comes out, his like screams wake him, terrify him. And I'm waiting for 911. 911 picks up and she determines that it is not an emergency. And they transfer me to a non-emergent line where I then wait for 8 more minutes. I think I've got the code cracked, and this lady picks up. I know how to get somebody here. So as soon as she picked up, going, yes, an intruder's in my house, please come quickly. And she said, where in your house? Outside in a car, power doors only on the driveway? She said, nope, not an emergency. We'll send somebody, don't know how long it's going to take. And it was crazy, don't know how long it's going to take. So this is worse than any episode of Homicide Hunter at this point. And she says she doesn't know how long it's going to take. We do 2 more 911 calls in an hour and 4 minutes, and the police arrive. So we're watching through the window. They get out of the car, they unclick their gun holsters, and they walk around the car, and then they unholster their guns. And then they're talking out by the window, and we see them both draw their guns at the window. And we're frozen in fear. And this man gets out, they put their guns away, they handcuff him, and they walk him to the car. This legitimately I was more scared during this time than watching any episode of Evil Neighbors. And they wrapped things up, and they came to talk to Ben and I in the end, and they let us know what had happened was they asked him to roll down his window, and he said no. And then they asked him to open the door, and he said no. He had told them that we were all friends, and that I'd given him permission to sleep in my front yard, and which wasn't true, of course. We found out that the car was not missing, but he was a missing person. He had been reported missing. He was mentally ill and perceived to be dangerous to himself or others, so it was a very good thing we did not engage him. It was his sister's car. And what I learned from this 17-hour ordeal was that living next to celebrities does not make me safe. Calling 911, they will not come unless you have the right answer. And no matter how many marathons I watch of swamp murders, homicide hunters, and evil neighbors, I would never have been prepared for a white Scion parked horizontally in my driveway, driven by a manatee.
Are you guys ready? Scream a little bit, but then quiet down so I can say the next name after each person. All right, Nate K1! Josh Simpson! Julie Dristar! Lucas Neff! And Tim Sharp! Let's see. Now I get to pull a name. Anna. All right. Can we get a suggestion to start us off? Hindenburg. Wait. Okay. Hindenburg.
Well, I feel great about this.
I think the construction is fantastic.
Yeah, measure never, do it now. That's what I say.
We're ahead of the game in dirigible transportation.
Yeah, they said do it half the size with different stuff, but it was way cheaper to make it bigger with all this flamey stuff. I feel great about it.
I do too. I think it's important to take economics in considering when we're building huge modes of transportation dangerously.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we have a pilot, or we could roll dice and see which one of us gets to fly it.
Oh, roll the dice! Roll the dice! Roll the dice! Roll the dice!
Cool. I don't have dice, but what I do have are these knives. Now, which one of you wants to catch him, just like we do with the dice, eh?
Yes,
Stand by the dirigible. Stand by
I know
the
we
dirigible.
catch the dice.
Okay, yes. Now, just like I do with the dice, I'll douse them in this gasoline. Oh, I got a good feeling about all this.
Do you want me to make sure we load up all the babies and children onto?
Well, yeah, I did that yesterday without food or water.
Okay.
Now, which one of you's got the match?
Oh, I think I got matches.
You know what? I'll just use this bonfire I started earlier.
Forget about it.
All right. Okay, blindfold me. Just like we did when we were kids. All right. There's a quiet moment of tension will pass through all of us.
Hold on, I gotta expose my arteries.
You know I got that weird ear, so just speak up in the way that I can hear better.
I think Hans had something to say.
I don't think we should be doing any of this. There's a lot of hydrogen in this Zeppelin.
Hans, you've been hammering us about this hydrogen. Explain.
The hydrogen will explode, and all of the hungry babies will definitely die.
Throw the knife!
Edge! It's always edge. I'll throw the other one. We'll see if we get if it's a 6.
You can see right through that blindfold.
Yeah, it's all the fire. It makes me sweaty, so she keeps 3 or 4 spares just to make sure I don't do it wrong.
You're looking right in my eyes.
No, it just looks that way. I can't actually see you. My eyes are open behind the blindfold, but I can't actually see any of you.
Throw them
All right. Just call out what number you want it to be.
7.
2.
What?
2.
All of the above.
Oh!
photos on the field in New Jersey as the Hindenburg burned.
I still don't care, Mom. Although, kind of fucked up of Nana to not go help.
Oh, I'm sure she helped. There were a lot of people helping, and she had a camera. I wish that we could connect as a mother and daughter.
Yeah, but you're fucking lame. Do you want to see some pictures I took over the weekend?
Yes, please.
No, it's on my phone.
No, I want these photos from your Nana back.
All right, so Ginny gave herself a stick and poke tattoo.
Oh my God.
It's a big dick.
Now I see.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. I really wish that you would stop hanging out with Jenny so much.
Oh.
Well, these are photos that your Nana took of her friend Jenny and her stinking hoe tattoo. Come on, look.
I don't care. Let me get back to
This
my...
is an iPhone.
I need to get back to my space games.
Please.
Let's
relate. I am your mother. Let's love one another.
I don't care about you.
Oh, space.
Knock, knock. It's Jenny. What's up? Listen, I know I seem like a wild
This is just a hologram. Don't worry.
That's a nice
I
wall.
told you I don't care about Ginny. Why are we watching old footage of her?
Because it's cool.
Look, I know that I probably died or something. I don't know why they had me record this for this moment, but they knew.
What a weird monologue.
Is it recording? Is it recording? It's recording?
It's
Cool.
recording!
Alright, man. Okay, listen. Hey, I know that I was crazy and stuff when I was alive, and I put stick and poke tattoos all over my holes and everything.
Ew,
but
she's looking right at me. It's creepy.
Listen, okay? Should I spread the gaze or should I
Just
look
everywhere in the
anywhere?
room, but
Just look
motion
anywhere?
and you see
Listen.
my hand, just look kind of towards my hand more specifically.
Okay.
God, hear about editing
Look,
much?
One take, man! I'm gonna do this all in one take. Watch, okay? Just roll everything. Alright, look, I did a lot of crazy stuff. I did that motorcycle over the ravine that one time. That was crazy. Remember that time I dated one of the band members from that other town? Listen.
Okay, so you're like...
I don't know what's going on.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm actually trying to date Jenny.
Yeah, hologram Jenny's got mad plans for the day.
Yeah, you know, I'm a banjo player from the other town.
Okay.
Yeah, you know all the other towns got blown up after I went crazy that week.
Yeah. Look, I think you're real pretty and everything, and, just this hologram behind you.
All right, but let me just tell you one thing. You won't feel anything.
Well, what a way to travel. Take our time, I say.
Yeah. It's a big spaceship, Uncle Jim.
It's big and it's a little slow.
That's okay, it's vintage.
Enjoy space,
Hey, we might as well see it. We got years.
Yeah, let's see all the space. Oh, I will give us a boost. We are due.
Whoa, hey.
There we
go. Uncle Jim, I don't want to bring down the trip or anything, but you barely acknowledged my friend Carlos. He came with me the entire way. I thought that maybe you would say hello to my very dear friend Carlos.
What's for lunch?
Well, I made pastrami sandwiches for the first entire week of the trip, and then we just have astronaut ice cream for the rest.
I could go for some astronaut ice cream.
Well, that's next week, though. Okay.
You remind me of my own uncle.
Great, yes. That's a compliment.
Was his own uncle a spaceship builder?
Well,
was his own uncle?
Well, you could talk to Carlos. Carlos can answer that question for you.
I'm trying to bond with my nephew. Why? He comes out here and he's got ideas and fuck.
One thing is,
He's clearly racist.
oh, wow! First thing you go to in space.
I'm sorry.
We got bigger fish to fry up here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess maybe I overstepped my bounds by bringing Carlos along, and I apologize. I just knew that we were going to be on a very long trip, and I really enjoy spending time with him, and I was hoping that maybe you could get to know him too. Maybe he's homophobic. Maybe both of those things. Yeah. But I'm just trying, you know. Okay. Did you install Bob Marley? Bob Marley is exactly who we should be listening to. Don't worry about a thing.
I heard the signal for the sandwiches. I brought them.
No,
still
I said Bob
space.
Marley. That's the key word.
Yes.
I raised my voice at you, Pat. You said that. Fuck you, Carlos.
No, it's not.
Trip. If none of that had happened.
No, it's.
This looks like a lovely family encounter. Still boring out here, and definitely no aliens masquerading as human chefs.
Yeah, we get it, Bob. You're a human. We're all humans.
Yes, we are. Yes. Where would you like to ingest these sandwiches?
Our mouths as usual.
Always just a...
All right, burn unit, come on out. We're gonna, everyone take your time, do as much or as little as you need, okay? So we're gonna be doing some movement today. Because now that we're regrowing new skin, we need to make it know how to move. Oh, yes.
Can you please shut the fans off?
Well, I'll shut them off, but you're going to really wish you had them in a bit. All right. So we're going to be doing a little thing I like to call pole dancing today.
Awesome!
Yeah.
I did pole dancing before I was burned, and it hurt then too.
Well, it might be painful, but first we're going to start with just a little warm-up, okay? So I want everyone to just start moving their pelvis around if you still have one.
Am I still going to be doing everything everyone else is doing? Because once again, it's just the index finger.
Yeah, you can go, actually.
Oh, cool.
You've been free to go for 6 weeks, buddy.
I know, but like at the 4-week mark, I really felt like I was making some permanent connections. So I just wanted to stay in.
Who else resents that Barry is still here?
Okay, well, like.
So, Barry?
I just want to say, like, I hear you guys, and I just want you to know, like, I still love you guys.
Again, we're going to get in touch with our sensual sides because it's still in there underneath all that charred flesh, right?
Sure is, Marge.
Thank you. That's not my name. All right, everyone just follow me. Let's go. One hand up if you can. Lick it. Go down your body. How's it going? Take your time. Do what you need. Yeah.
I'm feeling the burn.
You're not even doing it and you're not burning. Saying you're feeling the burn in a burn unit is really fucked up.
Motherfucker!
Stop it, you'll get an infection.
Let's get him!
You guys can't risk getting him. I know.
Yeah, wait till you guys are fully rehabbed.
I have a lighter, but it really hurts.
You're gonna burn him? Honestly, guys, hey, let's do it.
I stand by Blimpy. We should name this restaurant Blimpy.
Sandwiches?
Blimpy sandwiches.
I agree. Blimpy and Subway.
You're thinking too what?
Did you just title this sandwich company name?
He's saying something stupid like Subway.
Don't use stupid.
in the insult jar.
I think we should name it Subway.
There's already a subway.
No,
There's already
but
a
we would call it the Tube. Tube sandwiches.
So that you don't want to name it Subway. So that you never wanted to name it Subway.
No, I'm sorry, that was a slip of the mind.
So what is this place? This place doesn't feel like a Subway, but it's called Subway outside. What do you guys got? You got like subs? You got Subway subs?
Oh, did
doesn't look. The bread looks weird.
I meant to call this place the Tube.
Hey, so this doesn't look like a tube. What is this place? I thought I was going to get into like a big PVC pipe or something. That's not this. This looks like a sandwich joint. You make sandwiches?
We do.
Oh, I'm not interested. I was looking for a big ass PVC pipe.
Your husband fucked my plumbing again?
Hold on.
Yeah, no, hold on. He came to my house.
Doyle,
and he had sex with the outlet to my plumbing.
Joanne, are being very judgmental, okay?
I'm not judging. I have a huge bill that I need you to pay.
Hey, Joanne.
Doyle,
Hey, sweetie.
Doyle, you can't hold the pipe, sweetheart. Look. You can't hold. Look. Doyle looks for a PVC pipe, okay? It's not my fault they haven't built one in this neighborhood yet, okay?
You can go to Home Depot.
We live too far, Joanne.
You live too far from a Home Depot.
Yes.
Who lives too far from a Home Depot?
We're in a Home Depot.
We're in the same neighborhood. We're in a Home Depot.
All right, Home Depot employees. Congratulations, you're hired.
I haven't filled out any paperwork. Is that okay?
I was trying.
No, you're in.
Oh, okay.
And it's okay that it's still okay that I got fired from Lowe's.
Perfect, actually.
I actually gotta get back to eBio right after this.
I mean, you're nailing it. First thing a Home Depot employees do is hide.
How close is this to like a church or a school?
How close is this to a church or a school?
Yeah.
Pretty far. 2 miles.
2 miles from a church or a school?
Why is church in there?
Why can't you go to a church?
We could get caught up in all our hang-ups all day.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I'm not interested that she's raping children. I'm just really, really, really interested in why she can't hang out at a church. Okay, well, I'm a Christian
Kinda
and
same.
a child, so...
What's that?
I'm a Christian and a child, so I'm going to stand over here.
Okay.
Hey, also, not to take us off topic or anything, I don't know a lot about working in a hardware store, but should all the employees just be standing back here? Like, shouldn't we help people get nuts and like bolts and stuff?
No,
Hey, don't talk to my dad like that.
Oh. Okay, sorry, just a question.
Appreciate it. I'm super excited to start at the Home Depot.
Get into it. You're one of the best batches of employees we've had in years. And we're very excited to get started.
Way better than
Me
my
too.
brother, yeah? Travis. Better than Travis. Say it. Better than Travis. Yeah. Travis did have some redeeming qualities.
Who else thinks that you should go ahead and fire Barry?
Is a very renowned, well-known stand-up. You've probably known him. You've definitely seen him on America's Got Talent. That's right. Get excited. Put it together. Please welcome the good boy of comedy, Eric
Good job. All right, Donna Thomas Foundation benefit, make some noise. Good job. Good job. So, what a benefit. Anybody here have a driver's license? Are there any licensed drivers in the house?
Good job. Can I have a ride to Gardena after the show? Otherwise, I'm going to have to take the bus. I'll see you on the curb. Good job. So, anybody else here live at home with their mom and they're 30 plus years of age? Make some noise. Who here is 30 to 40 plus years of age maybe and still lives at home with their mom? Make some noise. No one else? Good job. I slept in a crib till I was 9 years old. Give it up. Good job. Make some noise if you gotta clip your mom's toenails. Anybody else got clipped their mom's toenails? She got those big old thick sharp yellow toenails and the nail clipper don't even fit on her and you gotta go to the big kitchen drawer and you pull out the utility scissors and you gotta get down, you gotta press real hard and you can't do it and she screams, you gotta do it, and then you start to cry and you push it real hard and the toenail comes off, it gets right in your eye. Make some noise. Good job. Anybody else like to swim? Yeah? Good job. What's your favorite stroke?
Backstroke?
I'm real good at swimming. Sometimes I'll go to the public pool, I'm so good at swimming, people point at me and they say, "What are you, a fish?" Good job. But one time, anybody else ever go to the public pool and forget that you have Cheetos in your pocket? and then you get in the water and you turn the whole south side of the pool orange and the man comes over and says, "You gotta go home now." Good job. Hi, are you making a video?
Yeah, make the video.
Don't forget to tag Eric Jennifer. Good job. What a little shutterbug. Hi. What's your favorite restaurant?
Italian, Australian.
I never heard of it. But right now, I'm going to tell you the top 3 restaurants in all of California. Make a list, go on Yelp. The number 3 best restaurant in all of California is Subway Sandwiches, 1096 West Rosecrans in Gardena. The number 2 best restaurant in all of California, Subway Sandwich Shop, 1554 Artesia Boulevard in Gardena. And the number 1 restaurant in all of California. Can we get a drum roll, please? Subway Sandwiches, 15900 Crenshaw Boulevard in Gardena. Sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Make some noise. Good job. Good job. How many days a week do you eat at Subway?
0.
Good job. Make some noise if you haven't been kidnapped. Made by a friend or a family member or a loved one. Yeah, I was like, this is a pretty long time to be babysitting me. 2 months? Good job. This sure is a fun benefit. Can I put on benefit to get wrestling tickets? Good job. Make some noise if you... I just made that one up right now. So make some noise if you ever pretended to live at the West Covina IKEA. Like you go in, and it's like, ooh, I got a new bed. And you get in, you snuggle up, and then you put some snacks on the table for when your friends come over. And then man with a badge tells you, you gotta go home now. You can't stay here. Make some noise. So, what did you do?
Just existing.
Ooh. Tell me more.
I like wake up and then I go about my day and then
Same.
Yeah.
We have a lot in common. What's your favorite thing to order at Subway?
$5 footlong.
Make some noise. Make some noise if your grandpa ever threw you off the bridge. Did your grandpa ever throw you off the bridge? Don't worry. Dry riverbed broke my fall. And my clavicle. That's all the time I have. Oh, but one more thing. Guess what? This wasn't even plugged in. Good job.
And then have them cross over the boundaries?
I mean, yeah.
And then we just fucking push them? Did we just fucking push them and make them do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think,
good.
I'm not high-fiving you. I don't support this therapy. See, our daughter is horrified.
Let me ask you this. From a parental perspective.
Oh, I like this, yeah.
Are pools fucking tight?
Yes! They're fucking tight. They're fucking tight.
And like some kids are like, I'm scared of a pool. And you're like, dude, pools are fucking tight. Just get in and you'll see.
Was I right?
Right, Kara? I just really told you we should not have found our therapist on Group I just think
There's a ton of dudes coming in after you guys. So just, I'm already here.
I'm sorry, Cecil. No, come in, Kevin. Come all the way in. Come all the way into my office, Kevin. Boys, I'm worried. Cecil and Kevin.
We have to go.
No, you don't. Hey, look, onion rings. All right, now listen. Okay, now eat them. Cecil, start eating. Okay, now listen.
Ranch?
Yeah, of course. Here's some ranch. Dip it in. The ranch has to stay on the table. On the table. You made a handful. What talk to you boys about? It's about cafeteria. Stop walking backwards. Listen, you have to use utensils and bowls at the cafeteria.
Bowl.
No.
Utensil.
No. You guys are in 6th grade. This is 6th grade. You know what next year is? School. Gloves off. People are mean. Teachers don't talk to you. They don't know your names.
How do they teach you?
Why don't you want to know about me?
I don't know. I guess I could practice spelling more. I could practice spelling more. Dude, what do you know that I don't? Help me. Help.
Ask me about my home life.
You have to use bowls. Real bowls.
Touch me.
You touch them.
Touch us.
Touch us.
Touch my bowl.
Here's what I'm concerned about, you guys. If this goes through, it's just the market is just going to spiral downward. So what we need to make sure that we do, when this happens, when we run out of oil, that we have a backup plan to keep this company, BP, solvent. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be next year, it may not be 20 years from now, but it will happen.
All right. Yeah, no, sorry, go ahead.
What's funny?
No, I was gonna start spitballing. I thought we were opening the floor.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Here's the thing. When we go around the world, do people really even know what BP stands for?
Nope,
That's a good question. We have a B branding P problem.
Or do we have a branding opportunity? Okay.
Use the P.
So use
Or
yeah, take a shot.
do we have a boiled?
Nope, give me that.
Hey everybody, my name is Skylar Tyson. I'm a personal Instagram influencer. I'm going to tell you how to create a brand for you guys. I understand we got a couple corporate people in the house. Some fun.
Hell yeah.
BP's one fun day.
Okay, so what's the thing that people want to see about your brand, BP?
Money.
Can we get more cash on that feed? What if we just made your entire brand, you guys showing how much cash you've got? It's not about the oil. It's not about the gas. It's about how much money y'all make.
Yeah, rich
And then
bosses
people will want to be the rich bosses
They
of
were
BP.
bathing in money. We're swimming
we're boiling our pantaloons.
Don't like that one. Don't like that one.
No, check it out, yo. The youth does, right?
That's right.
You want to boil your pants?
Hashtag that shit.
They're already boiled.
Oh my God, Cindy, did you see my new tweet? It's blowing up.
Wait,
I said, Derek's an asshole, hashtag boiling pantaloons.
Oh my God, nailed it.
Nailed it. Girl, we own this school.
Girl, look at us. We're amazing.
I know.
Girl, I love you. You look so good.
Girl, I love you. You look so good.
Oh my God, thanks.
God, what is it, Harold?
What?
It's just me and the other teachers need the principal and vice principal.
We're busy. Isn't that a calendar?
Yeah, it's just everyone's in the auditorium. We're gonna.
All right, fine. Lead us in. Give it like do a toot toot. Lead us in.
Like announce.
Like I do the medieval times. Lead us in. Look at everything myself. Tune it up in. You're medieval times. Come on, we're queens.
Yeah. Make it good.
I wish I knew if the principal and vice principal were approaching.
There's some sort of like audible.
Attention, students of Evergreen.
No, that's worse. I want to.
Toot toot.
We love this school. We love those 2 students.
Yeah, they're great. So why are we gathered here today?
Why are we gathered?
Why are we in this thing? I don't know.
It is mandatory assembly.
Nice. I like the way you think. Yeah, what are we doing? Mandatory. What was it? Assembly.
Yeah.
You got it. Assembly.
Specifically, this one was gun safety.
Then get us some guns.
Yep.
Where are guns? Where are my guns?
I'm right here.
Come on in.
All right, guys, we brought a couple of guns, snakes.
Is this the guy that was on the news last
It
night?
is.
In the, what's it called? It's a chase and it's going fast.
A car chase?
A high-speed chase.
Yeah.
They didn't hit me. All right, who wants to shoot this gun inside?
You can do it. Yeah.
Big thing about gun safety, guns have a safety. Turn it on, you cannot shoot. You turn it off, you can shoot.
That's all you need to know.
Have fun, don't point it at a person unless you're not going to shoot them. If it's like fun, if it's fun, you can point it at them. If your intention is to hurt them, don't point it at them.
Right.
But if it's fun,
Yeah.
If it's fun and you're not going to shoot them, totally fine.
what if it's...
Wait, with the safety on. If the intention is like a fun bit, then you can point it at.
Right.
I'm not...
I understand, but, sir, that snake is crawling into your mouth.
You lost another snake.
I did.
I can hear it. I can hear him in there.
He's not leaving. We are binding.
God damn it. Now you're on the news last night. Now I lost another snake to you.
Well, you're about to lose another employee.
No.
I'm going to India to get charmed.
You want the snake?
Don't mind what my body does. Just play your flute.
It's an unusual request.
I have a snake inside me. Do we really need to get into it?
Yes. The tune is different depending on which way you want it to come out.
Oh, I didn't want it to come out. I just wanted it to be in me forever and just sort of like become.
What a weirdo!
I don't know. I don't think we're going to nail that spirally turn in the competition. I think we're just not going to get it.
Well, we can go for an easier trick. We can do that one where we just do this.
You think this shit is gonna beat that?
No, this shit is really hard. It's really hard because you're moving, but your leg is out.
I know. It's not.
Like said like, hey, figure it out. You do you, or
figure it out, like be figure skaters? Do another kind of skating?
No, just like, did you ever think about what you'd be if you weren't an ice skater?
I mean, yeah, I think about it like all the time, you know?
Can I tell you what I would be? I kind of want to make pots.
Like pottery?
All right, welcome to pottery class, everyone. If you look in front of you, you have a pottery wheel. Is something wrong?
Carl, should I be singing yet, or do you want me to come in and let next class?
You guys are
Carl, the last half hour, should I come in and sing on the mic?
You guys
I'm
are-
talking to you, Carl.
You guys are looking like
Excuse me.
there's only
Sorry,
one person
excuse me.
over there. I don't know what you guys are looking at.
We're exes. This is part of he doesn't own the whole place. I got the DJ booth in the back. Carl, you can't cut me out. The divorce said I get to stay on the
Can I ask you a question, person to ghost?
Yes.
How many ghosts are in this room right now?
2 ghosts.
Look, okay, before this pottery class begins, my wife and her ex-lover both died in this studio. So their ghosts are looming around.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Ghost to person?
Yeah.
How many people are in this room?
4 people.
This is your dream?
It's a spiral art, you know, the art that people...
Yes, I know. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's next? You've shown me spiral.
Yeah. I have a macaroni
Yes, it's wonderful.
Leaning Tower pizza. Okay.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Do you understand that art is about
Expression?
what we haven't seen?
Um,
I've seen a spiral.
Okay.
Just take Gunter. Gunter has left. What is it? Smoke? Is it the idea of smoke? I don't know. Gunter,
It's an empty space. There's nothing there.
Hold on, Gunter has not released it. Very good.
That's what I want from you. You understand?
So light a match and then go out.
Is that what your brain saw? Was it a yes, of course it was a match that went out, but it's more than a match.
Okay. I don't understand.
What is a match?
Somebody
What is a
light a
match?
fire.
Not.
It's not water.
Can you hold water in your hands?
Quickly.
Take that. His hands are whole.
Full of ranch?
Is it?
Oh.
But if I am, I guess it is me introducing the next person who I love dearly and who also is fabulous and wonderful and amazing. Please put your hands together for a storyteller. I was gonna say of the year. That's a made-up title I made up. But you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. John
I love how you laughed after you said storyteller. Like, that's not a thing. You're like, I'll save it. Hey guys. So I've had a fun news this week. It's sort of like good news, sort of bad news. I found out that I'm on a veil for a commercial. I haven't booked it yet, but if I book it, it is national. It would be nice money. I could have Christmas this year. So that part's exciting. The part of it that's like less exciting is that it is the role I'm up for is Fat Dad. You're looking at me now. So that's less exciting, but like that's okay because you may not know this just to look at me, but I'm like
I'm dedicated to like being a model. Like that's just something I've always wanted. Like I know it makes no sense, but like I've seen every season of Top Model. I just like imagine it would be like a great life to live. I never imagined I could live that life because I mean like I think I'm fine looking, but like not like model looking. Like I've never met a cheeseburger I didn't like. But you know, I can't deny that there's a part of me that like just wants to be the beauty that drives men wild. And I got like a taste of it many years ago in the early 2000s. I was living in New York, and my agent called me, and he's like, "Oh, I have a go-see for you for a Discover card." And for those of you who don't know what a go-see is, that's like an audition for modeling, where you just go, they see you, and then you leave. It's very straightforward. They sometimes take a picture, but it's real simple. So I was like, "All right, cool." And he gave me all the information, and this happened to be on a Friday that was a particularly exciting day for me because this is when it was. I had saved up $500 and I was going to buy my very first iPod, and I was like very excited, and it was going to like change my life and just be this great game changer. So I was like, perfect. I'll leave work early, go to this go-see, then I'll go to the Apple store, pick up the iPod, go home, spend the weekend putting all my CDs on the iPod. And on Monday I could tell my Discman to go fuck itself. So like I asked my agent, like, oh, you know, how should I dress? And he goes, it doesn't matter. They don't know what they want. They're looking at everybody. It's like crazy. So I was like, okay. So I go to this audition. Normally when you go to a commercial or a print ad audition, you see a bunch of people who look just like you. This was like old Asian women, Latino skate rats, like just like all over the top. And I was like, okay. So I get called in, and for some reason at this go-see, they're videotaping it. Because they want to get a sense of your personality. So I'm like, okay. So I go in, and it's me and the person who's running the audition. He's just like this little twinkie guy who's like wearing all black and like a Debbie Gibson hat. Not a hat that had Debbie Gibson on it, but a hat that you'd be like, I'm going to go see Debbie Gibson tonight. So I'm like, I can work this room. So he like turns on the camera, and he's like, hey, so what's your name? And I tell him, and he's like, so, what, are you doing anything exciting, this weekend? And I was like, well, as a matter of fact, when I leave here, I'm going to go buy an iPod. And again, this is the time of life that it was. He was just like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I was like, I know. I'm so excited. I think it's going to change my life. He's like, that is incredible. And so we just like bullshit for a few more minutes, and then finally like it's over. And like he turns off the camera, and like he literally like turns to me and he goes like, congratulations, man. That's really exciting. And I was like, thanks, man. Like, I hope you get one more day too. It turns out the secret to booking a go-see is treating yourself to an iPod. Because on Monday morning, my agent calls me. He's like, you booked it. And I was like, what? That's crazy. And he's like, yeah. He said, and he's like, for some reason, just like blowing smoke up my ass. He's like, yeah, they had auditions in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Miami. And he said, when they saw your picture, everyone said, that's our guy. And I just imagine this room full of like credit card tycoons being like, huh, I'd fuck that face. Yeah, okay. So then he's like, so here's the deal. You leave tomorrow morning. You take a cab to the airport and save your seat. They're going to reimburse you. And I was like, that's never happened. He says, when you land, someone's going to take you to your fitting. After your fitting, they're just going to take you to the hotel. You shoot in the morning, and then after the shoot, they're taking you right back to the airport, and you're flying back to New York. So this is the first time I go into LA. I'm going to be there for less than 24 hours. And I'm like, oh my God, a model's life is a whirlwind. So I like, so that night, then I'm like, I'm like, all right, Flynn, this is your chance. Like, don't fuck this up. Like, you're a model now. Like, be the best model you can be. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to do that. So like, I packed really light so I don't have to check a suitcase. And it was really easy to pack light because I had an iPod and I didn't have to pack any goddamn CDs. I get in the cab, take a cab to the airport. I'm flown first class, which again is amazing. And as I'm there, I'm just like, just like meditating and dreaming and like trying to get myself in the right spot. And just like imagine like when I come back to New York and like walking through Times Square and it'll just be like billboards like Lion King, Wicked, me. And or like see it on a bus drive by or like walking to the subway and there's like pictures of me everywhere and it'll be like sort of embarrassing but like not really. But like I'm gonna be cool about it. Like I'm gonna be like a cool, like approachable model. Like I'm not gonna be like cold. Like I'm on the subway with you guys. Like okay, take a picture with me, whatever. So so I land, and there's like a guy waiting for me with like my name on a placard, and I was like, this is incredible. He takes me in a limo. He takes me to the fitting, and then I go to this place, and it's right off the beach. And it's just me for the shoot. It's only me. And so I show up, and there's like 7 people there, and there's 10 racks of clothes that are all like just like packed. And it's literally like each one was like a different color. So it was like this rack was like green, starting from light green, going to dark green. T-shirts, strap button, like everything. And there were 7 people there. And for the next 5 hours, I just stood there, and I tried on every single one of those clothes, and they took pictures of it. I didn't really even have to do anything. I just stood there, and they like took clothes off of me, put them on me, and like futzed with me. And the whole time they were like, "Are you sure you don't want anything?" Because I was trying to be like very like good and just like nice and not say anything and be very easy to work with. And I was like, "No, I'm fine." And they're just like, "Oh, you make this so easy." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And like we finished an hour early. They're like, "We have an hour before the cars coming to pick you up, take you to your hotel. We're really sorry about that." I'm like, "That's okay." I was like, "Is that the Pacific Ocean?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can I go wade in the Pacific Ocean?" They're like, "Knock yourself out." So like I'd never been in LA before. I'd never been to the Pacific Ocean. So like I literally like roll up my pants and I just like wade onto the water and I watch the sunset. And I'm just like, oh my God, like this is the beginning of a beautiful model life for myself. Like this is amazing. Like you're doing it. So they take me. So then the driver comes. He takes me to my hotel. It's like this suite they put me up in. There's literally a hot tub in my bedroom. It was before Grindr, so I couldn't find someone to hook up with. But I was like, no, like be good. Like, and they also told me this, like someone's gonna come pick you up at 9 a.m. in the morning, so make sure like you're all ready to go and have all your stuff with you, because all that. And I was like, all right, perfect, because like 9 a.m. in LA time, it'll be noon for me, because I'm like East Coast. It's like this will be perfect. I'll be like well rested, so like I get a full night's sleep. I drink a lot of water. I do like a lot of light stretching, so it's just like my body's awake. I get all packed, and like 8:45, I go down to the lobby, and there's like a guy there. And I'm like, "Hey, are you here for Discover Card?" And he's like, "Yeah, are you the model?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's me." he's like, "Wow, I can't believe you're early." He's like, "I've never seen that. Usually models are at least an hour late." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not that kind of a model." So they take me to the set, and it's like insane. There's just like dozens of people like setting up lights and all this stuff. And I go to they take me to the craft service area. There's 3 different like huge tables of craft service. 3 different companies are providing craft service for this one shoot. They've hired someone, guys tuning a piano because they've hired someone to play piano at the shoot. They're not taking any pictures of them. They just wanted someone to play piano for like audience for the shoot. So I'm just like sitting there having sushi for breakfast while a guy like just like an impromptu Gershwin medley on the piano. And I'm like, yeah, this is right. So then they take me to hair and makeup, and there are 5 women there, 3 for makeup, 2 for hair. Again, that seems about right. And like, so for the next 2 hours, I'm just hanging out with them, and they're just like, and I'm make them like become friends with all of them, like make them like you, and they're like, I can take a room of 5 women, I can do it. So like I'm like being charming, and like, oh my God, you're so funny, you're so easygoing. And I'm like, oh, you guys, we're best friends. They're like, we wish every model was like you, and I'm like, I wish I was every model. And like every so often, like a production assistant will come and be like, you guys sure are having fun in here, and we're like, ha we. So then, like after 2 hours of that, the production assistant comes in and he's like, "All right, so the photographer and the client are almost ready. They're on their way. So we'll probably get started in like 10 or 15 minutes." And then he's like, "John, can I talk to you for a second?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." So like he takes me out of the hallway and he's like, "Yeah, so I don't know if this was explained to you." He's like, "But like part of the concept of like the whole ad campaign is that like you actually are a Discover Card member, and we noticed that you're not." Then he reaches his pocket and he takes out a Discover Card and he goes like, "So this is for you." He goes, and it's a Discover Card with my name on it. And he's like, "It works, you can start using it right away. We just want to make sure that you had a Discover Card." And I was like, oh my God, being a model is incredible. They're just like, "Take this credit card, we don't care." So I'm like, okay, this is, all right, I'm like so excited. So, all right, so finally like, it's go time. And I'm like, all right, so like they take me onto set. And again, there's like just lights everywhere, dozens of people. And there's like the photographer guy, and there's some woman, woman who's just like on her phone. She's got like a very like crisp, like power blue suit on. So I'm like, I bet she's the client. And she's just like on her BlackBerry. Again, this is when it was. So he like takes a couple pictures and then like shows them to her. And everyone else is gathered around. And she like doesn't look up the whole time. Like she has not looked at me at all. And she looks at the camera and she looks at a few shots and she just goes, "Ugh, who hired this guy? And my initial response was like, I wonder who she's talking about. Because she's 4 feet away from me, like she has to know I can hear her. And so then I look around to be like, what's going on? And all the wardrobe people who were my best friends earlier were just like, we tried everything, but what could we do? Look at him. And I'm like, what? What's happening? And they just all start being like, ugh, she hates what I'm wearing, she hates how I look, she hates my hair. People are running in trying to fix everything, trying to change everything. And the whole time, no one's talking to me, no one's addressing me. I'm just like a piece of furniture that they hate. And then, so finally, they tried out a bunch of different shirts because she hated what I was wearing. Finally, they find one that she doesn't hate, but what she doesn't like about it is that it was sort of like a scoop neck, and I have a little bit of chest hair. You're welcome. But she hated that. She thought it looked gross, and we had to get rid of it. And at that point, I was like, I'm happy to shave if you want. And she literally just looks at me like she didn't say anything, but she's like, who told him to talk? She was just furious. So I realized all right, I'm just going to stand here and not do anything because I'm going to be a good model. And then finally, after much debate, they decide to hire a professional chest hair thinner, which I guess is a thing. Some old woman comes out and she's just this very old decrepit woman. I stand there with my shirt off and she scissor over combs my chest. And it was very cold. So finally, that's all taken care of. Put the shirt back on. It's me and the photographer, and he's trying to give me direction. And he's like, pretend like you just came home and your wife made your favorite meal. And I'm like, read the room. But I'm like, no, I'm trying to do it. I'm a model. I'm a model's model. But literally after 15 minutes, it's I think we got it. And he just puts the camera down and leaves. And so they're like, all right, you're done. So I go back to the dressing room, and no one is there. All the women have left. I've been abandoned. There's just a pile of my actual clothes. I get changed into it. The PA from before comes up to me and he has $20 and he hands me. He's like, we've called you a cab. Here's for that. So that way, you don't need to worry about the street. So that way we don't ever have to hear from you again. Is what he said. I was like, what? And he just went, have a good flight. He didn't mean to say that. So I get in the cab. I fly back to New York. Somehow I was in coach. I was like, did they call the airplane? This guy's the worst. Downgrade him. We're not making this guy together. So I'm devastated. But there's a part of me that's this happens sometimes when you're a model. You've got to roll with it. And just keep imagining that day when there I am, just vengeance is mine. Just picture when I'm on all the billboards. Months go by, nothing. Months still go by, nothing. 2 years later, I get a call out of the blue from a friend of mine who, not to brag, but he was on the national tour of Legally Blonde, the musical. And he was in Kansas City, Missouri, and he's like, hey, so I'm here in Kansas City at a rest stop in the men's room, and there's a picture of you in an ad for Discover Card. And he goes, and someone's drawn a dick going towards your mouth. And my first thought was someone drew a dick or you drew a dick. But my second thought is I guess it did look like I came home and my wife made me my favorite meal for dinner. But that has been my modeling career so far. But fingers crossed, Fat Dad may happen next week. Let's move on to your final team of the night. We've been having so much fun, right? And as a reminder, we have a cocktail reception right through these doors, right after this show. Come join us. Your final team is on your final team, Donna Thomas. Zeke Nicholson. Lynn Parham. And Phil Jackson, everyone.
20 wishes.
I'm sorry, what?
That's the story, right? You blow and you get 1,000,000 wishes. It took the only one, man. You gotta save some wishes for me.
Okay. My wife
Don't
is
be
gonna
afraid. We are here together. We exist. You and I, we are the same inside.
Yeah, look, I'm just kind of waiting for
What's your name?
I'm Joe.
Joe.
Hi, who are you?
Magnificent.
Magnificent. Is that one first name? Mac Nicholson?
The whole thing.
That's the whole thing. Got it. Okay, well, Mac.
My wife, she's having twins.
Yes, I'm waiting for the train, but she's having twins. Yeah. But it's exciting, you know. I'm going down to the hospital to see him right now. I just got the call at work, so yeah. I guess if I wasn't making wishes, it would be for a happy, healthy birth.
They're here, or they're coming, or.
Yeah, the twins are on their way. Yeah, I just got
Okay.
the call. So.
Oh, I see. I understand now.
Yeah.
It's a special time when your children are in the canal.
All right, man. Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm gonna just
I can't leave.
I can't leave?
We have to wait for the train. The train comes to us. We cannot go through the train. Unless you are a train driver or a crafter of trains.
I am neither of those things.
What do you do for a living?
I make pods. I'm a pog maker. Yeah, it's kind of making.
Now you are telling me myths. I don't understand. What is that?
This little 90s kind of square discs. There's a big kind of hipster scene that is buying them up. So hey.
I feel like I'm in a run.
No, I'd love you to get involved in this conversation. If you want to come talk to us, that'd be sweet.
It seemed like a.
Do you need wishes?
I
We blew them all out into the air and they're drifting. Some have landed, some probably will carry for miles.
Can I have some?
Yeah, you can have all the wishes you want, man.
What is your name?
Why don't you guys just chat, you know?
Hey, man.
Could you explain one more time where you were?
Our parents, well, not our parents, our dad made this wish, and we just can't stop smoking weed.
What I'm feeling right now from the two of you is that's a bunch of bullshit.
No, that's what happened. Our dad had a wish. Our dad was like, y'all need to get high. So we took the marijuana, we rolled it up, and we smoked that shit.
Do you know what? When I married your dad.
Hey, yo, Linda, baby, I love you, but the rules are different if you're gonna be a mom to black twins. I got one wish, and that's for them to smoke this weed. Okay? Look, you marry me, you love me, right?
I do love you.
You gotta raise them like they got black twins, okay? I got a list of rules for you. So go ahead and raise them that way. Twins! Linda's ready now. Enjoy, baby.
He's not even going to work. He just left.
We're in this together.
Yeah, so where the weed at?
We in California. Weed is okay. We can even vape.
Don't you think I want weed?
Why did you say something? Damn.
You need to loosen up.
We were trying to bond with you.
Hey, honestly, real talk, we fucking love you. But just sometimes you're tight and shit, you know? But now that you know that Daddy wants us to smoke the marijuana. We're cool now, we're cool.
y'all are white twins and I gotta raise you. I am not prepared for this shit.
You guys are in for a treat. I make my own wine.
So you date two women and you make your own wine. Fuck you.
This is not what I was expecting.
I know. I was expecting to just be on a date with just you and me, and then we're hey, all
This
right.
is Sheila, Diane.
Yeah, we met
each other.
I'm gonna get 3 glasses.
It's a tie-dye stem. Do you do your own glasswork
I
as
do
well?
my own glassware. This is a blackberry wine.
Gerald.
Yeah.
What was your thought process when you had 2 dates come over at once?
I thought, this is my process. I texted both of you. I said, come over and try some of my homemade wine. And my process was, I hope they both come over because I want to date both of them. And it's happening.
Usually, it's okay to date multiple people until you commit to just dating one person, but usually
Yes, I
you do it
agree.
at the same time. Yes.
How would you know that we would be a match
to each other?
Yeah.
Is that something that you're thinking about?
Your shirt is lovely, though.
Thank you. I was admiring your capris.
I bet you can pull them off.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay, let me get the door.
Someone's snapping their foot at the door.
Hey, what's up? It's Randy. I got your text.
Come on in, Randy. Sheila, Diane.
Okay, great. Nice to meet y'all.
This is
I got that
Randy.
text, man. Thanks for the text. I was at home alone. You're like, you want to come over? I was like, hell yeah. Sorry I'm late.
We have blackberry wine.
We've already started on the blackberry wine. I'm going to get you a glass.
Are you also here today, Gerald?
Yeah.
This is a twist.
We're all here today, Gerald.
I think that's my cue to go.
Sheila, no. Sheila. Didn't you see that Randy really knows what he's doing with wine? This guy is fun.
It just feels like a lot of competition.
Oh, this isn't a competition. We've all won.
I mean, I guess we could think about it as also we're dating to find friends. I feel like I have a connection with you. I don't want to sleep with you.
Oh, I
don't take that personally. I just don't like women.
Well,
You know?
that may be true, but you haven't tried my dandelion wine.
Still haven't tried your blackberry.
Yeah, they mix well.
One wine at a time.
Don't make me regret this, Sheila.
That sounded like a threat.
Yeah, you could be ending the date for everybody.
Sheila, girl, how was it?
It was weird. I was wondering, what I was thinking was like, what did Daniel think of me to set me up with Gerald?
Okay, yeah. Quick second. I got somebody coming over, so we're going to continue having best friend talk, but there's going to be somebody else here, all right? I'm making stir fry for all of us.
I brought some red.
Hey, look who it is.
This is awkward.
Why?
We were just on a date last night.
This is the guy
This
you
is
set
him?
me up with, yes.
You are weird.
I have allergies.
That's cool. That's not a deal breaker.
Okay. Okay, because I've heard word on the street is you're very particular. So I just wanted to put
Extremely,
I know. So I wanted to put my faults out there, out front, just to make sure I don't, not.
Pre-existing conditions doesn't bother me.
Okay. Great. Thanks so much.
Anything else?
Yeah. Well, I didn't grow up really knowing my family or my parents really, so.
Come to mama. I can role play. I like that in my relationships.
It's great. It's great.
That's
yeah, other than that, I got a job,
But
Is that what? Do you want to know what the job is? Is that what that was?
okay, I'm gonna tell you, in my heart, you fine. But there's a difference between a job and a career.
Well, I heard that We're in a basement right now, and your friend just appeared out of nowhere. Said, I hear that.
I'm tripping. I am stuck in this wall. Such a nice girl. Wow. Yeah, girl.
She just walked into a closet.
That is not the way out of here. I'm gonna find it though.
Ignore Sebastian.
You got great friends. You got friends that care.
Well, he lives in a wall, and I need.
Now, I didn't ask anything about your weirdness or flaws. I feel like a friend named Sebastian that lives in a wall might be. But I like you. I've heard a lot about you. Great things. You were asking about my job.
Right.
I work at McDonald's.
Oh.
I'm a manager. I'm thinking 2-3 years, regional manager. 2-3 years after that, coastal manager.
Sit down. Coastal.
I think I'm ready.
You think I can handle the Southwest? Coast over there? Sebastian, he talks.
How do you know Sebastian?
Everybody knows.
I don't think he's ready is all I'm saying.
We're on the 40th floor rooftop right now.
You in my house, motherfucker.
Okay, well, I'm just ambitious is all, and I got a special lady in my life, so,
I like that.
I'm trying to make things big for her, for us, for my future.
What do you mean, Sebastian in a wall? You get that job? There's no man in a wall.
Oh shit, I'm crazy.